and welcome to Hull. Sorry, Hull. And here we are in the lovely Queen Victoria Square, and today we're going to be taking a look behind the scenes and the hidden secrets of Hull City Hall. So we're going to start our tour in here, which funny enough is a toilet. You know I love these toilets. But this one is something special. I'm just going to flip you around. It still looks like it did back in the day, and it's super posh. Just check that out. It's got the old, what looks like a cloakroom there. A lot of the original tile work that's been spruced up. It's obviously been modernised a little bit, but it still looks traditional. And you know me, I'm not afraid to cover a toilet. And then just check out down here, the old wash basins in the middle, and a nice modern Mitsubishi hand dryer. But yeah, it looks so retro. And you've got all the old stalls here, look at this, with the little doors, the wooden doors, and again, I'm told they are original. But just check out the height on those. So if I stand at the side of it, you can see how short it is, and I'm short, I'm 5'8", and my head would literally just touch that, so it's got to be 5'10" maybe, the door. It just shows you how small people were back in the day. Yeah, what a great start. I love all this kind of old vintage tile work, and they are absolutely immaculate in here, and so posh for a toilet. Anyway, let's go to the next location. Just as we exit the toilets, you've got this lovely marble on the walls as well. All original. And then up back into the foyer. And up in the foyer, we've got the original doors that have been here since it opened. If you look, we've got one of the original swinging doors. It's closed at the minute, but it keeps the drafts out. And again, there, and then check out this amazing staircase. What an entrance. So let's have a look at the top of the stairs in a second. You've got all these great statues here. You've got Anthony Bannister, just there, James Clay, all with connections to Hull. So this is what you would see as you enter into the theatre and the City Hall. Absolutely amazing. So let's just head up there and have a look at that painting. And of course, Queen Victoria herself. Looks very different on that one. And then you can either go left or right up another staircase, which we'll head up later. And all these marble pillars here, and this huge marble plinths on the stairs. They didn't mess around back in the day when they built something. They certainly put the money in. And just to the side of that staircase, we've got more statues. We've got Daniel Sykes. Obviously, these are all relevant to the city of Hull, and you would have been able to head through underneath the stairs here. So we just made our way up the stairs, and we're now heading, fittingly so, into the Victoria Bar. Wow, this is so oldie-worldy. Wooden panels on the walls, and a nice dome in the middle. That is amazing. Look at this, the wooden panels and the door. Heading out onto the balcony overlooking Hull. And the little nooks and crannies. Of course, it has a bar and a huge fireplace, which we probably don't use anymore. Brilliant. So let's venture out onto that balcony. I had to have a look. So right in front of us here is Queen Victoria Square, with a Queen Victoria statue there. So everything to do with this theatre is relating to Queen Victoria, because of the period, obviously. Yeah, that is fantastic. You can just imagine, can't you, some kind of royal visit up here. Just opposite the Victoria Bar, we've now got the main City Hall Theatre right through here. And if we head in, we've got this little foyer level here, or a little room, which is apparently called a crush hall. I didn't know that, but a crush hall because everyone would come in here before entering the main theatre on the right and crush together, all congregating in here. So there you go. I didn't know that. Anyway, let's head inside the main theatre building. So you can see you've got 4 main doors down here to enter. So let's go have a look inside the City Hall. Now here we go. So it's just as you make your way in on this beautiful corridor and then pan to the left, just check that out. This is a lot bigger than what I thought it was, or it looks on the pictures. It's really big. That is spectacular. And look at the big pipe organ at the back there. And again, all the marble columns down the left and the right side, and also at the top. So let's get exploring in this room. It looks amazing. Now I'm just going to do a photo fade for you taken somewhere around here, which shows some bomb damage in World War II when a bomb came through the roof of the City Hall and destroyed a lot of the stage area. If you just check that out, you can see all the damage there. And how amazing they brought it back to what it was. And if I zoom back out to today, you can see how great it looks today. I do love this organ panel, and we'll have a closer look at that in a minute. I just can't stop looking at it. It looks really good with the colours as well. And then, again, check out the roof. Always look up when you come in a historic building. Always check out the roof. And then pan down to the stalls, so not the stalls, the balcony area. There you go. There's plenty of seating up there as well. And we will take a look up there. And there's your sea of chairs. So he was just telling me about the capacity of the building. So it's 1,300 people seated. And if they do stand in, it can fit up to 2,000 people. So that's a fair sized venue. And also during COVID, they actually used this as to give the COVID jabs, and they managed to get through almost a third of Hull's population, 106,000 people in here. So we're about to see the stage lift right here. Check that out. So this is how they get gear from the basement level, which is street level, up to the stage level. So as you can see, it's now at stage height. So they bring it up, but it can go all the way down and down another level. So let's just check it out. So you put all your gear, and you put railings around the sides as well, just to block it all in. So there you go, just check this out. Look how deep that is now. Even I'm scared to go too close. Yeah, it's more than 2 levels, that. Easy. And that's now the ground level, as you would bring your gear in here, load it all onto this platform, and then swiftly bring it up to the auditorium and the stage area. Yeah, that's one way of getting it all in. Saves you coming up the flights of stairs at the back. On its way back. It's fairly fast as well. I'm sure if it were full of gear, it wouldn't be that fast, but yeah. And you wouldn't even know it were there. It looks like part of the floor. And also if you watch the sides here, you'll see that they drop down to floor level as well, which is very clever. So it's going to come all the way up, connect to that, and then drop down to floor level. So there you go, it forms like a little barrier around the edge. It's now connected to the edges, and it's going to drag that back down and go back down to the auditorium level, and you wouldn't even know it were there. And then it fits snugly on the floor, and you wouldn't even know it were there. You could dance your night away on that and never know that there's a big drop 2 stories below you. But apparently this was built in 1989, so it is modern-ish technology. We won't call it Victorian or Edwardian, whatever you want to call it. like we normally see, this is a modern addition, but still very useful today. So I've just been told apparently it can carry up to 5 tons today, this ramp here, or this lift, and you can literally load directly off street level down there, back the truck up, straight onto here, straight up to the stage and on. And it's also apparently designed by, I think, a shipping company who designed lifts for ships, and it's designed so that it can sway and move about as well. So yeah, very, very good fit for the hull. So there's the pipe chamber for the organ from underneath, and then right in front of us, as we pan down here, we've got the beautiful organ. Look at the size of that. Very similar size to the Blackpool Wurlitzer. This is an actual organ. Hull City Hall. You got your pedals down there. Got all these little foot pedals down here. What they all do, I have no idea. There's so many trinkets on here, and all these buttons here, the different instruments. Yeah, they're so complicated, these things. I think you need a science degree to play one of these. And then just here is all the orchestra platforms, so they can set up orchestras in here, no problem. And we are going to have a look behind these panels in a bit. And then you've got the royals and the cherubs and all the artwork or plasterwork just around the top. And then the same on the left side, you've got the orchestra section there. And then a nice view across City Hall there. And you can see what they would see on the stage here. Now, I've just been told as well, this front section of the stage, the rectangle at the front there, is all completely removable. So it can drop down and disappear. So they could bring the seats forward if they wanted to, and also use the hall as a ballroom, which they do here. They do tea dances, and they bring the Blackpool organist across, and he comes and plays a set here, and you can have your tea dances down there. Yeah, so you can be a lot bigger than what it seems. So let's just take a little walk onto the stage itself, and you can see that beautiful pipe chamber there, and also the 3 crowns just there, which is the crest for Hull on the pipe chamber. But they are so impressive, especially with the LED lighting package. And then down this way again, all these can rise and fall and do various little things, and you've got little trapdoors and things just there, as you need on stage these days. Yeah, so this bit I'm on now, where the lift comes up, is all removable. And then just look back this way. Now apparently this orchestra pit, we'll call it, or orchestra section here, is not original. It was redone, they believe, sometime possibly in the 80s. So they must have had a big overhaul here in the 80s. And you can see, if you just look down here, where the original stairs were that came down. So this was the original pit here on different levels. And you can see the stairs there, and I'm told they didn't have any railings on this side either, so you could literally, if you sat up there and got pushed, you could topple over. And yeah, they've put a railing up there now with, again, the crest for Hull there, and then built this sort of tier on top of it, which has got the 3 or 4 orchestra tiers there. Yeah, that's the original panelling right there, but not the stuff that's on top of it. Yeah, one last pan round before we head around the back and have a little behind the scenes tour at the auditorium. I do like how all the seats have got the whole crest on as well. There you go. So I have just been told as well, when I mentioned the trapdoors here, apparently this whole section here disappears, and this is another sort of lift down to the level below under the stage. So it can bring a Steinway piano up there. And I'm told as well that the original Wurlitzer, or the organ should I say, I keep calling it a Wurlitzer, it's not. The original organ that was here used to be somewhere here on a lift at the front many years ago. Now it's just fixed in position right there. And I've just noticed the little plaque on the organ there, which says Foster and Andrews 1911 in Hull. So that's who made that console there. Little black plaque in the middle. We're now up on the circle level, as you can see here, which runs all the way round the curve of the hall there. A bit like the Empress Ballroom in Blackpool, if you remember that. Very similar, and it looks similar in a way to St George's Hall in Bradford, with the tiers as it heads up, and then up there you've got the gallery, which is the, I call them the cheap seats, like at the Alhambra and all the other theatres that we've seen. And yeah, great view here, especially of the stage. And just at the back of the circle, you can see the rounding of the back of the auditorium here. Look, these, again, these wonderful old original panels which form the curve. So you've got the seats obviously at the other side of that, and then you've got your lavatories or toilets either side on this level. So let's head to the next level. And just as we head out of the circle area, and this is the main staircase that we saw at the beginning of the video, now on the top level, and just check that roof out, those glass panels up there. Don't you just love a nice domed roof like that? And I've just been told the chandeliers, or the chandelier there in the centre, is the original chandelier from opening day, and it's got the whole crest on it again, and it's real gold leaf. And they used to have these in the main auditorium, bigger versions all through there, but obviously I told you earlier on it was bombed during the Blitz. Well, unfortunately they went missing or got lost during the bombing. Let's just have a look down here. Look at the height of that. There you go. That's pretty decent height on the stairs. So this is the circle level here, and I've got something interesting to show you as well. So these doors here, where you've got gallery door 2 and gallery door 1 there, these didn't exist in the early days. So you would have just come up these stairs and straight into the circle as you do now, and you've got the elegant marble walls again, which gives an air of wealth, doesn't it? And that's exactly what this was. So you had your distinguished people, shall we say, heading up the marble staircase and in through these doors into the main auditorium. And the gallery, which I called the cheap seats, is up here. And this was the original access for the cheap seats, or for the gallery area, from the street level. So you didn't come up this staircase and mingle with the well-to-do. You had to come up this way and be blocked off. So there would have been a wall here and no doors. These doors were added later to give access. And if you just look in here, you can see where it's been blocked up right there. So they would have come down these stairs here and then continued down there all the way to street level in their own separate stairwell. And this, again, I'm told is glazed brick, but it's been painted over. But there is the original glazed tiles or bricks underneath there. But because we're very privileged today, we're going to go behind this wall in a bit, and I'm going to show you the old staircase. So we just head through this door marked private. Of course, you have all these fascinating things to find. And there's your bricked up wall that I just showed you on the other side. So that's where stairs would have continued down here. And you can see in here the actual glazed brick, which is left intact in here, not painted over, all the way around. And then you went down the stairs here, and they would have continued straight down there. It's now all blocked in. And if I just show you over here, you can see the old archway there that's blocked up. So that's where the stairs would have then gone down that way and made their way all the way down to street level. And also this would have been access to the caretakers' flats, shall we call them, which was in the building as well. They weren't allowed to use the main stairs. They would have also had to use this, well, shall we say, less amazing staircase, that's what I'll say. And on the door here, an original sign. So this would have been the access from this staircase into the main hall and the posh staircase up there. But this would have only been probably for staff only or for certain people, because they didn't want them mingling. They would have literally headed up this way and continued up the staircase into their cheap seats. But look at that hand-painted sign there to the main hall. Or maybe they could access this way, I don't know. But not today. But that door is original. So yeah, love these kind of thing. So I just mentioned what I would call the caretaker's flat. So they would have come up them stairs that I just showed you. This is the original front door to the flat that was here. And you can see the panelling there. Great view out the windows there into Hull and Victoria Square, Queen Victoria Square. And yeah, this is the original flat, and this would have been the parlour. You can see the fireplace here. It's used as the offices today for the theatre. And then if we head out into the corridor here, just on the left would have been your kitchen, which is a kitchen still today, and your bedrooms and so forth down here. All, like I said, all offices today. Okay, so we've been taking up this staircase. Let's see where this goes. Very steep. The higher we go, I get excited, because that means we're going to head towards things that you don't normally see. Oh, and I was right. We're heading up onto the roof of City Hall. Wow. Now this is something you don't see every day, and just check out that beautiful dome there. You can't get any closer than that. You've got your statues there again. Yeah, that looks amazing. And then your view across Queen Victoria Square, if I pan down for you. There you go. All the way across there to the barrier, the tidal barrier, and also the deep that you can see. And then you've got your Princess Quay shopping centre there from the 80s. Yeah, so we're now on the roof of City Hall, and I love these old Victorian chimney pots here, look, with the white bricks, or white painted bricks. Okay, we've found a little door, and it is little. I have to crouch down. It's like the one in Willy Wonka when he makes him crouch down. And I have a key. Let's have a look in here. Now I'm told we can't go in, but we can stand at the door. And check this out. This is the inside of the dome. And I can hear all the pigeons rustling about up there. There's the top of the glass dome there, you can see. And then this huge room, which they're not used anymore, or they never were used. They're all for decorative purposes only. So if you see this on top of Hull City Hall, this is what it looks like inside. And you've got some timber bracing beams just up there, running right across the room, and then a little platform at the top, and I'm sure it looks like a bell tower, doesn't it? I'll find out what's up there, because I don't actually know. And all the windows are intact as well, and they can put spotlights on through this glass dome here to light it up. That looks really good. Anyway, I'm not going, I can see big spider's webs there, so I'm not going to go any closer than that. But just check out this little tiny door. It's really small. So there you go. A privileged access into that private room there, which you wouldn't normally get access to. All the way up here on the roof void. And there, a view from the outside there, look. So we were just stood inside the doorway looking this way. And you can see our little pigeon friends there, Percy and his wife, that were hiding in the dome. But you can see the copper dome there, the green copper dome. So we think that the platform was just access for the maintenance of the dome. There's not actually anything up there or a purpose, but for no other reason than just decoration, as a lot of the older buildings seem to do. Another look from the rooftop at Queen Victoria Square and the magnificent Hull Maritime Museum, which has just been restored or under a massive refurbishment. And you can see how amazing it looks, especially in the sun. And then one more look at the dome building just here, which looks very glorious against the blue sky. And then you've got some old flagpoles just there, which have now been replaced. So yeah, lots of trinkets hidden up here. And then a couple of spotlights, modern technology here now, LED spotlights to light up this magnificent dome at night. So here's the other side of the beautiful dome that we saw in the staircase. This is the roof section here. And then behind us is the auditorium roof. In fact, the back of the room where the follow spots would be is this wall here. And I've just been told if you look at these concrete patches on the wall there, that's where they've used put the cantilever arms in the walls to hold the platforms for the follow spots, which I'll show you in a second. So as I was telling you about the staircase on the other side up to what I call the cheap seats, this one on the other side is actually as it was, so you can get a great idea of what it used to look like. So this is where the wall is blocked up on the other side. But because it's a fire escape today, they have to keep it as it is. You would have come down from the seats, down these stairs, as I showed you, and then through that archway that we saw in the other one, which was blocked off with the floor here. And now up on the gallery, which is the top level of the City Hall. Look at amazing views that you get up here. Yeah, I think these to me would be the good seats actually. You get a really good view of the stage right there and the beautiful organ. So yeah, you can see the raised seats left to right, and also them follow spots that I was talking about outside on the roof. Just head down here and pan you up there. You can see these balconies here that have been built for the follow spots and the cantilevered, and the structural supports of these go through the wall, and you can see them on the outside of the building. They were added, we think, in the 80s maybe. That amazing roof, and down to the auditorium there, look. So just off the gallery, we've got another toilet, and you know me and toilets, I love to show them. But there's something special about this one, and the reason why I'm in here. So you've got your cubicles, and you're thinking, what's exciting about those, Darren? Well, you may notice there's a lock on this one. And the ghost has just opened the door for me. This is not a toilet, even though it looks like one, or not a cubicle. It used to be a secret doorway. As you can see there, the door is blocked up. Now where does that lead? That's the important question. But it used to lead onto the roof, so nothing exciting. We'll just over-dramatise it. So yeah, a secret door in a toilet. But you never thought you'd see that, did you? You just close it up, it just looks like one of the other toilet doors there. Amazing. So obviously, as I mentioned when we were down there earlier on, this did get bombed during the Blitz. And so the roof, even though it looks original, is identical to the original, but it won't be the actual roof, because obviously this was all destroyed when the bomb came flying through and destroyed this area here. But I've just been told as well, if you know our friend Frank Matcham from the Blackpool Grand Theatre, and all the times I've mentioned him in the videos to do with Winter Gardens, he designed, or he had some say in the original design of the roof. And apparently one of these panels on the original roof used to be able to slide and open so you could let the heat or the elements outside. But when they replaced the roof, they didn't replace that because it was no longer needed. And I know we keep talking about it, but this is a continuation of that staircase again from above to the cheap seats. It's been repurposed today, and the main reason I'm told is because they wanted to install a lift in the theatre, and obviously to adapt a lift into an old building. So that's why this staircase was decommissioned, so they could get a lift shaft in. So there you go. So I've just asked Joseph what this is on the wall here, and he doesn't know, and I don't know either. So we're going to turn to you and the comments section. If you know what this is, please let us know down in the comments. He does think it possibly was to hold flowers or something like that. Let us know if you know what it is. So we're heading just behind the stage, which you can see is right there on my left, and into the Mortimer Suite, which I'm told has some fascinating pieces to see. So let's start at the main door of the Mortimer Suite, as it's called today. You can see the main road just outside there. And then first thing I've spotted, an original sign on the door. But this is what it used to be, and we're going to head upstairs. It was the City of Hull Art Gallery from 1910 and the Victoria Gallery, I'm told. Now check out all this marble. So you knew it was something special when they paved everything in marble all the way upstairs. And today is a completely different use, but you can still see what it was. Now this section here, which is quite low, is a new addition, hence why it's a bit low here. But this would have continued straight up. That is now a corridor which was added in to join the City Hall Theatre and the Mortimer Suites together. Back in the day, they would have been completely separate. And if you just look at this big slab of marble here, it looks like a sarcophagus or something. That is massive. And then through the grand doors, let's have a look in here. There's something special in here as well. So you've got your little foyer entrance. So this is now, again, a marble staircase with stairwells and toilets and things. And then look at this. And the original fire doors, look at that. So these massive steel doors, as you can see, were the fire doors. And they're still there to this day, and they still work. So if I close that, they would have covered this doorway here to block it off completely if there was a fire from the two venues. Now let's head into the Mortimer Suite. And today this is used as a wedding and events and conferences venue. And like I said, it used to be a gallery and then it was a museum later in its life. And then in the 80s it became what you see today. But this is original. And there's a nice wooden floor hidden underneath this carpet, which you will see on the opposite side because it is intact over there. And you've got some original paintings here as well, which apparently are remaining from the old days of the gallery. Now just check this out. We have a rotunda right through this doorway here. Now just look at that. Now that reminds me of Winter Gardens a little bit and their rotunda that they have as you enter the building. That is amazing. I love stuff like that. So like I said, imagine getting married in here. That would be really nice. So there's the room that we've just come in through, and there's the same again on the other side, but this is a bit more original and today used as a bit of a dance floor. So you've got the original wooden floor that I was talking about, and that is apparently a false wall, and I'll show you why in a minute. And you've got your paintings on the walls there. But let's head through this door, because this is now, with modern health and safety laws, a fire escape. And they actually sectioned the room off here and took a piece of the room off to make this fire escape. But it would have been much bigger. And you can actually see, if you just look up there, the original edging for the wall, which continues through. You just follow it up there. It continues through the building there. So you can see where they've taken this section of the room out, which would have been the gallery. Like I say, now fire escape. Yeah, this is a fab venue. And again, back into the rotunda, I want to look at this. Got these little alcoves here, which probably would have had statues and cherubs and things in back in the day, and little plinths, you know what they're like with the fancy statues that are all over the building. Yeah, that looks fantastic. I'm going to have one more look up there, especially with that blue sky today. It looks fantastic. And then just through the back of the rotunda, we've got the bar, which obviously is used today for the events and weddings and things. Yeah, a little room between the two galleries again. They've actually got the names on as well. That's the West Gallery. And I'll let you guess what this one was known as. So let's head into the dressing rooms from the stage area. So we've got these little secret wooden panels in the back here. Let's head through and have a look. Let's just have a look at one of the dressing rooms. So this is dressing room 4, and you've got the lights around the mirror as you'd expect. And also, I'm told, yes, I'm going into another toilet. I know I keep saying, but these are special. Apparently, this toilet seat, believe it or not, a bit like Morley Town Hall when we did that one, is actually listed. Can you believe that? A listed toilet seat. Well, I never. And it's made by Royal Dalton as well. So yeah, I told you, I go into these toilets for a reason. So a listed toilet seat, get your head around that. Now we're in the roof spaces, which you know we love on this channel. And this is the Mortimer rooms that I was showing you, the gallery. This is the one where I said they cut it off. And you can see where they've cut it off here. This is now the fire escape. So you can see where the old roof, well, it continued, it was one room, but now split into 2. And then if we head through this way, we can walk along the whole roof of the whole gallery. And it's almost big enough to put a gallery of its own up here. It's very big. Now, this is something different to show you. So when you come up the main stairs, you've got the rotunda just over here. But when you come up the main stairs into the gallery, it used to have a glass canopy roof as well, just like the theatre did, or does, with a nice little structure above it, and it's all blocked off because a lot of the kitchen and extractor equipment was put in here many years ago, and they had to remove it or cover it up. But you can see the structure there still remains, and we've got this modern version, which is a bit of a greenhouse roof just to keep it dry. And then through here is exactly the same, and this is the room that we saw at the start, which was the carpeted one. You can see this is full length, unlike the other one. But it's the same thing. Looks like a greenhouse. And one look at the final dressing room, which is actually the biggest one, and the main dressing room, I'm told, where a lot of the stars that have played this venue have stayed or rested. And this is a bit more like a living room, if you can see. It's even got a fireplace, an old fireplace, and a shower as well, just up there. And no, I'm not looking at another toilet. There's nothing special about that one. Yeah, very big for a dressing room. Okay, so while we're in the dressing room, you see this door, it says private on it. We're about to go see something, again, that nobody's ever seen before. And because it's private, we're allowed in. And it is the organ pipe chamber. Let's go up these stairs and have a little nosy at that. So this is where everything for the organ lives and operates. I'm told is very impressive. Now look at that. You can see all the pipes and things in there. The where the air comes through, and look at that room there. Again, more pipes in there. So not the ones that you see at the front of the hall. There's actually a lot more in there. Like a massive xylophone instrument up there, which obviously it plays. And now just stand at the top of the step here, and you can see that's what you'd see from the inside of the main theatre, looking this way. In fact, you can see the LED lights on there. So they're the pipes that you see from the other side, and then just look at how many is behind it. That is a lot. There's hundreds and hundreds, each one playing a different note and a different sound. A lot of old circuitry up there as well, and up onto above the pipe organ, which we can't go up because this you need harnesses and specialist climbing equipment for. So just underneath the stairs you can see a huge concrete construction there, probably to support all the pipe organs and the weight. You can see the timber here, and again more pipes down there. Lots of stuff down here, some more down there. All this is where your air comes from, and these huge things lift up and down and pump the air around the pipes. If you remember when we did the Scarborough Fair, we covered the Wurlitzer pipe room, and we went inside while it was operating as well. But it wasn't very pleasant because it's nearly deafening in there. Yeah, there's the fake plasterwork, or the back of it, for where the cherubs and that are. And then City Organist. They would have kept all their sheet music and bits and bats and bobs and you name it in there. Yeah, amazing. Not something you get to see often, and I'm told we're very privileged to have seen in here because not many people have been in there. And out on the street, let's just check out the loading bay. So this is where you load the goods in to the lift that heads up to the stage. So you can see through here, you would load all your equipment through from the street, and then the lift comes down, and then this sliding door will unlock and you can put your gear in there and up to the stage level directly up there. So it's a lot bigger than what you realise. So we're now down in the bowels of the City Hall. So we're heading through the basement levels, and already we're finding relics like this. Now it is on its side, but if I attempt to turn you round, just like that. No, camera's not liking it. There we go. This is an original box office or pay box, as you can see, the little window for the tickets and the cash. So this would have been upright, obviously, and yeah, where you would have bought your tickets for the shows. And again, just on the outside of the building, right next to what would have been, as you can see, the art gallery, the Mortimer Suite today. Check out this door and how tall and thin it is. There's your normal doors, and then there's this one. And the reason is because back in the day when they used to get the large paintings in the building, they took them through this door, so it had to be really tall. So let's go have a look inside. And the continuation of that door, again, you can see in comparison to that one, the size difference to bring the paintings through. We believe, or I've just been told, apparently the old kitchens for the venue used to be on the bottom level down here, and this is where they would have brought all the food up for the banquets and things up these stairs. Can you imagine today all the health and safety claims from people carrying food up and down these? Not today. Now we've got a question again for the viewers. We've got our own theories, but up here you can see the glazed blocks which lead up to street level. So there's your main street outside, and this is roughly where that door was that I showed you, the gallery door, the painting door, the thin one. And for some reason it's now blocked up above, but it slopes down here. Now I originally thought, well, maybe it was just to bring the paintings down to this level, but the weird thing is it doesn't go to ground level, so it stops here on this level, and then if you follow it over here, it slopes back up again on this side. So it's like a little ramp to a mezzanine level and then back up to the door. Any ideas what that could have been? Now our theory is maybe it was to bring things closer to here so they could load it off, or maybe the roof above drops down somewhat and it was just for clearance. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe you know what it is. So we're now going to enter what is known as the organ blower chamber. So this is the original machinery from the 1950s, where it sucks all the air in from the street level and blows it up these huge pipes here, up into the pipes above in the organ chamber that we saw. And just around the other side, all this vintage switching equipment here. Look at this, Memrex Senior. And it is all original. It's an organ motor. And here's a little small archive where they keep all their old signage and old things from the theatre, because it's a listed building, so they're not allowed to just chuck it all away. But you've got old Victoria galleries, which is the old the name for the gallery upstairs, and also the toilet signs and old clocks, pictures that were on the walls, all the records and things like that. So this is where it would be kept, and like I said, they're not allowed to throw it away because of the listing status. And even things like radiators, cast iron radiators, and old brackets from the toilets and things, all kept just in case. Now remember I mentioned about the caretaker having a flat upstairs and using the back staircase. Well, this was his door, or their door, to come into the theatre. And you look at the little curved wall here, and then this very strange little curved door, which is very rare to see these days. So he would have basically gone to the right, or my right there, and up the stairs to the flat. But if we just come in here, this was also accessible by the caretaker. And it's nothing more than little cupboards for storage, probably for storing coal and things like that. I mean, you can see a little cubby area under there, and also through here there's another little section, and then into the doorway here, which also accesses another back staircase. So yeah, you can access the whole building just from this little section here. Okay, we're now stood in Queen Victoria Square looking at the front of the City Hall. And up there we can see the dome where we stood up the top there and looked inside that dome, and also the balcony right there where we looked out over the square, and the old main entrance right there with the grand staircase through, which you can still use. Some beautiful designs up on the building as well, lots of different carvings and cherubs and statues and depictions, you name it, everything. Now here we are on the Paragon Street side of the theatre, and there's the main theatre building, or the town hall right there. And then this section here with the arch is where the organ chamber and backstage areas are. And then you can see where they built the galleries on the back. So this was a few years later than the City Hall, and you can see the galleries here with no windows. But I've just been told again, there's names of artists all the way around the building on the wall, and their portraits above it as well. But if I just zoom in for you, can you see all those little specks on the wall all the way across there? It looks like bullet holes and things, but that is actually shrapnel damage from the Blitz in World War II when they bombed the hell out of Hull. And we already know that a bomb went through the roof of the theatre. Well, a lot of this street here, Paragon Street, was absolutely obliterated. And I'm told the buildings that are over here now, they were 1950s. The main street was somewhere on this side here, and possibly where this plinth is here. And all the shrapnel and bomb damage scarred the walls up there, as you can see. So again, just at the end of Paragon Street, related to the Blitz again. Apparently right here stood a famous building known as the Prudential Building and the Prudential Tower. And I'll put a picture in for you now just to show you what that looked like. And that stood right on this site. And as you can see, it was obliterated during the Blitz and lost, unfortunately. And now we just have a plaque on the floor. Hull Civic Society, the Prudential Building, destroyed in 1941 May Blitz. 2 nights, 420 people were killed in Hull and 350 injured. So there you go, it stood right here, the large tower on the corner of Victoria Square. Well, thank you very much for joining us here at Hull City Hall, and what a beautiful building it is. Please do come check it out. And if you'd also like to find out about their future tours that they're going to be doing here, and also their Heritage Open Days, just find them on their social media channels and also their website, and they'll post any information they have on there. But a big thank you to Joseph and the team here at Hull Theatres, and for letting me in the building and giving me a look round. So a big thanks to Joseph, and a big thanks to you guys for watching as well. I'll see you next week in the next video. Bye for now.